Hi everyone, this is Rosa Kelly and today I'm here with a new mini album tutorial for JS Hobbies and Crafts. This is going to be a very simple, quick and beautiful mini album using the Stamperia Pink Christmas paper collection. And as you can see, the collection is absolutely beautiful and you are not gonna need a lot of embellishment for this one. The paper speaks for itself. So I'm going to link on the description box all the supplies that we are going to need for this mini album, and of course the link to the store JS Hobbies and Crafts, where you can purchase everything we are going to be using today. So this mini album is going to be an 8x8 album, like I said, very simple and beautiful, and you are gonna be surprised how easy this is going to be to make. All right, so I'm going to use chipboard, and as you can see, I have two pieces of 12x12, and I'm just going to cut two pieces at 8x8. And this is going to be a little bit loud, but I want to show you how I cut my chipboard because I get a lot of questions. So I'm gonna cut it at 8 and then I flip it and I cut at 8 again. And just because this chipboard is very sturdy, you need to do that. So you need to do both sides. So now let me get this out, and then I do the same here. I'm gonna cut this at 8 one more time, just like this, and I turn it around and I do 8 one more time. So now I have one of the covers, and then this piece that you have left over, it measures 4, so I'm going to reduce that to a 3. Okay, I don't want my album to be too wide on the spine, so I think 3 inches or 3.5 is usually what I prefer. So this time I'm just going to do 3. So I'm gonna separate this out, and then I'm gonna cut my second piece also at 8x8. So next I'm going to grab 2 pieces of 12x12 cardstock, and I'm going to join them together using my double-sided tape like this. Then I'm going to use my little envelope here, and this is just a piece of Tyvek. And so what I'm gonna do with this is just cut a strip here. Now this is my first time using this Tyvek, and I know it's really good to, you know, keep your spine together and give your album more resistance. So I'm excited to try this out. So I'm just cutting a piece a little bit wider than my spine, and what I want to do, or what I'm going to do, is I'm going to place here the center, the spine, and then I'm going to place these two side to side, and you want to make sure that you are leaving about 1/8 of an inch in between. And I'm also going to be using my double-sided tape for this step here. So I'm just gonna go like this and like that. So I'm gonna use these 2 big pieces. I'm using a 1-inch tape that I have here, but then you can also use the 1/2 inch or just whatever you have on hand. So I'm gonna peel these 2 first, and then because I have a 3-inch spine, I'm gonna put one more here in the center, just like so. Okay, and let me go ahead and peel this one off too. It's a little bit hard because it's on top of the other sticky piece. All right, so notice that I haven't glued this on yet. So first I'm gonna just put this here right on the center, and then I'm gonna go ahead and use my double-sided tape, and again I'm gonna leave just a little bit of space and just add the first part here of my, oops, this one right here. So notice I put the tape down there because I don't know how long it's gonna be here because I cut it pretty uneven. But all I want is just to join these two together, and then I'm gonna do the same thing here. Just a piece of double-sided tape, pull that out, and I'm gonna place this here, making sure I have about 1/8 of an inch spacing in between these two. All right, pretty good. So now I'm gonna go ahead and fold this in, and again I'm just going to add some tape for this step here and in here. Just like so. Take that out, and this one here as well. Oops. Here we go. So like that, we're adding just a little bit more strength into your spine. There we go. Perfect. Okay, so now I'm ready to glue this down here, or add this down here, I should say. So all I'm gonna do is just put my double-sided tape all over the back here, and then we're just gonna glue it on the cardstock. So as you can see, I have all my tape here on the back, and I'm just gonna make sure that it's all pressed in and there's no air bubbles. And now I'm just going to go ahead and peel everything out. All right, so I peeled off the tape, and now all I'm going to do is just place it right here on my cardstock, just like so. Perfect. And then I'm just going to start by folding my cardstock here, and before I glue anything, I like to fold it and press really hard, so that way when we add the tape, we already know where it's going. So I'm gonna do the 4 sides. Okay, so once I fold everything in, now I'm going to go ahead and cut a corner just like so. And as I told you before, we are going to make sure that we leave about 1/8 of an inch spacing in between the edge here and the chipboard. And then I'm just going to do the same to all the 4 corners. And now all I'm gonna do is just add my tape to each one of the sides, and I'm just ready to glue them down. Whoops. So that's just like so. So now we know exactly where it's gonna go because we already folded this ahead of time. So it makes everything go much easier. See, just like so. Now if you like, you could trim your cardstock so you don't have so much, you know, space. Or you could also just add more tape. See, to me it doesn't bother me. Sometimes I cut it smaller and just make sure I have an inch, at least an inch all around. Okay, so but this time I'm just gonna work with what I have. And let me take this one off too, and just press tight, just like so. Now when we do the sides, before we put this down, we want to make sure that we just tuck the corners just like this. I always just do it with my nails, it's just way easier, but you can also just use your bone folder, this thing, and do it that way. So okay, so then I just add just a little bit of tape, and I close it like so, and then I just do the other side. Okay, and now I'm gonna go back and just mark right where my spine here is going to fold, just like so. And here we go. Now we have our base, and I actually like how it feels with the Tyvek. It feels very sturdy, so yeah, I like it. Okay, so I'm gonna put this on the side and we're going to work on the hinge. So for my hinge, I'm going to cut a piece at 7.5, just like so. And then I'm going to use my scoreboard. And I'm going to score at 1.5. And then I'm going to score 3/4 inch after that. So I'm going to score at 2.25, 3, 3 3/4, 4.5, 5.25, 6, 6 3/4, 7.5, 8.25, 9, 9 3/4, 9 3/4, and then 10.5. Okay, so I'm gonna start at 1.5 and I'm gonna end at 10.5, and I'm going 3/4 inch in between. So now I'm gonna start by grabbing the first two and just join them together like so. Okay, and then we're gonna skip the next one, and the following two we are going to do the same thing. So now we have 2, and we do this one more time, just like so, and we do this one more time. Okay, just so we're gonna have 4 hinges like this. So now I'm gonna go back to the other side, and then I'm going to use my tape and just place it on each one of the, let me look for my small scissors. Those are too big. Okay, so right in between, let me show you here, each one of these hinges we are going to put 1 piece of tape, or you can use glue if you like, and then we're gonna join these two together just like this. So when we look at it from the other side, we have our hinge number 1, and then we're gonna do the same to the other ones as well. So I'm just gonna add the tape on this one, and then this one here. So every time I add the tape, I skip 2, you know, so tape, then we skip 2, then we put tape, then we skip 2, and then we put tape again, just like that. Okay, and now all I have to do is peel the tape, and then I'm gonna push this together, fold it, and do the same here. Another piece of tape together, and another piece of tape. So very simple like this. So we have our 4 hinges like so. And now I'm gonna grab my base and just place these. Now one side is gonna be longer than the other one, and that's okay. So what I'm gonna do is make sure that my hinges are centered with my spine. So it's gonna go somewhere like this. Okay, so now I'm gonna add the glue or the tape and place it in there. Okay, so I added the tape, and now what I'm gonna do, like I said, is I'm going to center. So let's make sure these are pointing up. That way we know exactly where the center is. So we're gonna center with the spine, and we're also gonna center it up and down. And once we have it, we are just going to let go and press tight. Just like so. Okay, now I'm gonna grab my ruler. Well, I can't find my ruler, so I'm just gonna use this chipboard. And I'm going to score. Where you will see the mark on your book on the top and the bottom, so I'm just gonna score right there where I'm going to fold the spine, and then I'm gonna do the same on this other side. you will find the bending point. You can see. Okay, so then here we're gonna go from here to here, just like that. And that's just gonna make it a little bit easier to fold these two. So now we're gonna work on the page construction. So I'm gonna use one piece of the 12 by 12, and I'm going to cut these at 7.5 by 7 3/4. So that's gonna be the size of my page. And the next one we are going to cut at 7.5 by 8 3/4. So we're adding an inch. Okay, so this one is going to be slightly bigger. And now this bigger piece I'm going to score. Move this to the side. So we're gonna score along the 8 3/4 inch side, and I'm gonna score at 1/2 inch, just like so, and at 8 1/4. Okay, or you could score 1/2 inch, and then you turn it around and you score 1/2 inch again. Okay, whichever way you prefer. So I'm gonna fold along the score lines, and I'm gonna add my tape. Okay, and I'm gonna add my tape on the other side as well. So now, since we score at 1/2 inch, this tape that I'm using is a 3/8 of an inch. So here I have the one that I haven't opened it yet because I still have some, but this is the one that you want, and it fits perfect on the 1/2 inch because it is a little bit smaller. Okay, all right, so now we're gonna put the page together. And so what I'm gonna do is just peel off a little bit of the tape here on the side, and I want to make sure that this is the right size because it is not exactly square. One side is a little bit smaller, so just place it on top and make sure it fits. And now we're going to just stick this corner here, hold this down, and I'm gonna place that tape, and just like that. And now I'm gonna do the same thing on the other side, and always press the center because you don't want these making a bubble before you tape it. Okay, so now we have our very first page, and we are going to do 3 more like this. All right, so I have my 4 pages ready here, and I'm gonna put this on the side for now, and I'm going to start working on decorating the cover of my album. Now, when I do my cover, the first thing that you have to remember to do is the back because otherwise you decorate your front cover and then you don't want to place this down, and you know, you want to do this one first. Okay, so I have selected a couple of different designs here that I want to use, and I've cut these ones at 7 3/4 by 7 3/4. So I'm going to use this one on the back, and I'm going to use this one on here. Okay, so I already have those designs separated, and so I'm gonna start with this one here. So like I said, I cut it at 7 3/4 by 7 3/4, and what I'm gonna do is just use my scissors, and I'm going to gently just scratch it a little bit to make it look a little bit more shabby, more distressed. And I know there is a tool to make this transaction easier, but this is just the way that I've always done it, and it works for me. It is a little bit noisy, so I'm gonna pause the video and I'll be right back. So as you can see a little bit, my edge is, you know, it's a little bit fuzzy. I just love it. I think it makes it look a little bit more shabby. Now I'm gonna use some glue, and I'm just gonna use wet glue to add all my papers. I'm using the art glitter glue that you can also find at JS Hobbies and Crafts, and I really recommend you use this glue because number 1, it doesn't wrinkle your paper, as you know, and number 2, you don't need that much glue So one little bottle will last you a long time actually. So I'm just gonna place this down here or up here. Now since this is moving, I always use, you know, just something to, so I can push this down and have no problem. All right, don't you just love this paper? I love it. Okay, so now I'm gonna actually just glue this piece down here as well. Like I said, I don't want to over embellish this album because the paper is so pretty. So all I'm gonna do is just scratch my edge one more time and then I'm just gonna glue it down. So now I'm just going to add the glue and place this one down, and then we're gonna come back and add a little bit of trims to this page and just embellish it a little bit more. But like I said, it won't need a lot of embellishment. And I'm dying to work on my cover, so I'm just, okay, I want to get this piece out of the way. All right, so now I'm gonna place my little base here so I can push this down. And so what I wanted to do for the cover and is I'm going to be using this beautiful frame here, which is from Shelly's store also. This is designed by Shelly, and I just love this frame. And she sent me this one with my previous guest design team package, so I knew I wanted to use it on this collection, so that's why I saved it. I love it so much. So okay, so then let me explain to you what I want to do here on the cover. I'm just selecting the papers. Now this collection is very shabby and very non-traditional, but I'm going to embrace the shabbiness, and I'm going to be using this one for the cover. And as you can see, I separated all my papers already. I like to take them all apart, that way it's easier for me to just move and look around and play with. And I'm going to be using this beautiful bird. I just love her. She is so cute, so beautiful, and she's got a pink face, which I absolutely love. So let me show you what I'm gonna do. First, I'm gonna start by cutting this paper again at 7 3/4 by 7 3/4, and that's just going to be the base of this page. Now let me show you the back of this design because they're both really pretty, and I feel like both sides will work beautifully. So you have this option. It looks so pretty, so shabby, so romantic, like that. Or we can also use this other side. I mean, they're both absolutely beautiful, right? So I think I'm going to go with the big gigantic flowers because I just love how this one looks. So I'm going to distress the edge again and glue it, but I want to show you what I'm gonna do with this little bird. I'm going to trace my frame here, and I want to make sure that Christmas it's showing, and I'm going to try to center this as best as I can. Let me grab a pencil. So I asked my daughter Emma for pencils, and she gave me 4 beautiful ones and she sharpened all of them, so she's so sweet. So I'm going to use the puppies. Okay, so I'm gonna grab my pencil here, and I'm just going to gently trace these around, you know, so I know, okay, I know how I want my bird to look. And then I'm just gonna fuzzy cut this around. Now I'm not gonna go exactly on the line that I trace. I'm going to go just a little bit outside the line. I don't know if you can see the line that I traced, and I'm going just a little bit out. That way I have enough room to glue it, and also I'm going to erase that pencil mark so we won't see it. Okay, and it doesn't have to be perfect. Oops, sorry, I didn't mean to shake you. And it also doesn't have to be perfect, like I said, because we're not gonna be, you know, we're not gonna see this part. Okay, so I'm gonna put this on the side, and yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and just erase this pencil mark. This is why you want to make it very, very light, just a light mark. Okay. All right, so now we make sure that this is going to fit exactly how we want it, and yes, it is. Oh my goodness, doesn't it just look so beautiful already? So I'm actually gonna go ahead and glue this. I'm just gonna add a little bit of glue around the frame here. Just a very light piece, and then I'm just gonna place this down, and then I'm gonna make sure that is like I want it, and it is so pretty. Okay, so I'm gonna put this on the side here and let it dry. Okay, so I actually changed my mind. I'm going to be using this design for the front cover. I just think the flowers are a little bit too busy for the image that I'm using. So again, I'm gonna cut this piece at 7 3/4, and I want to use this part right here and this part right here. So I'm going to find a way to combine these and make it look like it's one piece. So again, I'm gonna cut these at 7 3/4. So I have the square that I need here, and then I'm gonna go back to this one. I'm gonna trim this piece just a little bit here, just like that, to make it look like the bottom. So because I do like, if you know me, you know I like symmetry a lot. Okay, so this matches perfectly. So now all I'm gonna do is just fuzzy cut around. It's okay, I love fuzzy cutting, so it doesn't bother me one bit, you know. So I'm just gonna fuzzy cut these around, and then I'm just gonna paper piece these on the top and make this piece look like, you know, like it's just one piece. And just go really quickly, and that way I think I'm gonna get the look that I'm, you know, that I'm going for. Okay, so very quick and simple and fast, like that. Okay, so then if I add this here, it looks just like one piece, right? Yay. Okay, so first things first, I'm going to glue these two together. Oops, put that over there. And you know, sometimes we just have to find our way to do things, right? Because I feel like the paper looks so beautiful with both of the borders, like top and bottom. But because my album is obviously not a 12 by 12, I didn't want to lose the look of the paper. So here we go. Looks good to me, and I like it. So now I'm gonna go ahead and distress the edge all around. Okay, so now I'm ready to glue this piece down. Again, you don't need that much glue, because this glue is just really strong, so it's great. Just this much. And I'm gonna place this down. Oh, I really love this collection. Okay, so now I'm ready to place my bird. Doesn't it look just so cute? Oh my goodness, I love it. So I'm just gonna use this glue for the frame. I'm gonna put some here on the top, some here on the bottom, just a little bit everywhere. Okay. And I think that now I am ready to just place this right there. Perfect. Oh my goodness, I love it so, so much. And now I'm going to use these beautiful flowers that were included on my DT, and this one too. Okay. So, oh, so beautiful. So shabby. I love these flowers. Okay, my goodness, they're so gorgeous. So I'm going to separate these flowers. Oops, Look at me being silly. I'm going to separate it. And I love that these flowers have like a little bit of white, so they look like they have like frost or snow, or they just look so beautiful. Okay, so I'm gonna start by separating these flowers, that way I can move them around. Let's see, two, one more, and one more. Okay, and they look so real too. So I'm not gonna use them all in the cover, but I do wanna put them out here, and I'm gonna use, whoops, look at me being silly again. What is wrong with me? Okay, so I'm just going to take some of these ones out, and I think 3 should be enough. I do have to say it's pretty late and I should be going to bed, but I would not go to bed until I'm done with this cover. Otherwise, I will never sleep. That's all I'm gonna be able to think about laying in bed. So, might as well just be here. Oh my goodness, don't you just love it? You know, when the collection is this beautiful, you really don't need to do much. And I just love how this is looking. I don't know if I want my cluster of flowers on one side or on both sides. Now, I do want to test the waters and see how would it look if I add this beautiful, beautiful shabby trim in here. Now, I was kind of thinking on adding it on the bottom over here like this. I think it looks really pretty. You could also do something like so, and it would also look really pretty. But I think I'm gonna do the bottom. Decisions. Okay, so I'm gonna just cut this right here. And for my laces and trims, I do love using Fabri-Tac glue, which is this one over here. Any fabric glue, it's perfect for these type of things. So I'm just gonna add some glue right there and put my little trim right on top, just like so. Just like that, and just like this. Oh, I think it just looks so pretty. So pretty. Okay, so now again with the flowers, let's see if I want to put one cluster or two. Let's see, that one or this one. Oh yeah, no, I think I'm going to do the two because I just love how that looks right now. So all I'm gonna do here, it's add some glue. Here we go. You know, it's all about making decisions. I could sit here and stare at these beautiful flowers the rest of the night. But I really think that let's just do it, right? It's gonna look pretty. You know, if you decide you just want one side, maybe two sides is too much for you, it's gonna look pretty, you know? Just do it. I don't like overthinking, because then when I overthink things, then I really don't get anything done. I also don't like watching TV while I'm crafting, because then I don't get anything done either. Okay, so this, I think I'm gonna have to hold these flowers until the glue dries a little bit. Just do this one here, and I'm gonna put this one right like so. I hope that you guys, you know, I really hope you guys can can see the detail on these flowers. I mean, the leaves have like white frost on them. It looks like this beautiful flower was taken just right out of the snow. and it looks exactly like the flowers on the paper design. So I am in love with these flowers. They're so pretty. Okay, so I'm gonna hold this down and let it dry just for a little bit. So while my flowers are drying, I'm going to use this other leftover piece that I had from the same sheet here, and I'm going to cut these at 7 3/4 by 2 3/4. So I'm gonna try not to cut the bird too much. So I'm gonna move this around. So I do want to show the beautiful birdie, but I do need to be, I need this to be 2 3/4. So I'm gonna have to cut it like this. All right, so and now I am going to go ahead and distress this once again. Actually, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm going to paper piece this again. So I'm gonna cut this at 2 3/4, just like I did this piece. And I'm just gonna paper piece this part one more time, so it looks uniform with the cover. Okay, so then I will do just something like this, and I think this looks really cute. And now I'm going to distress. Okay, so now I'm just gonna go ahead and glue this here on my spine. Let's see, maybe I can turn this around just to make sure that it's centered. Lastly, here I'm going to add this cute little pearl trim that I had here on my stash, and I don't know, I just like just a little bit of, like a little touch of pearls on the top. And I think with that we are going to be done with our beautiful cover, and I think it turned out really, really pretty. I hope that you guys like how this looks, and it is so shabby. I know it's non-traditional Christmas, but those are my favorite type of Christmas albums. All right, so there you have it. We have the cover. We also did the main, the base. Next time we're gonna be working on the sheets, the page designs, and yeah, so join me next time. I hope that you guys are liking this so far. Thank you so much for watching, and make sure to check the links on the description box down below so you can get all your supplies. We'll see you next time. Bye bye.